All right, it's time to talk with our featured guest, Ali from DocSites. Ali, how's it going?
How are you, Michael? Thank you for having me.
No, man, we're excited to have you on, especially discussing this specific topic. We know you deal a lot with practice owners and they discuss with you, and you've probably seen this too in a lot of the groups, forums, events, ways you're losing money with your website. And it's interesting because you'd think you'd make more money with a website, but how can this be possible? How are you losing money with a website?
Let's start from saying, unfortunately, the website world is somewhat of a wild west. The guys in the garage that are doing Facebook ads that say they do the best dental websites, and you end up signing up with some offshore company and not getting anything you like. Then there's companies like us that have been around for years that have hundreds of clients, reviews, testimonials. And then there's the agency types that do custom websites. And all of these are good. It just depends on your approach. But there's common misconceptions with how much you need to spend. Is a website worth X amount? We try to alleviate these things with DocSites by making templates that are affordable with pricing is right there. What you see is what you get. Of course, there's custom options and much more expensive options, which are some preferences for doctors. But honestly, over the years, it seems people are backtracking from that custom vanity type of website because they're understanding that it's not about what the doctor likes. We used to have people come to us and say, I want my dental website to replicate the Aria of Las Vegas. And we'd be like, you're in Granada Hills somewhere, you want to get new emergency patients. Your website should not reflect the Aria. So it's a lot of the vanity where maybe doctors get misled into thinking they need super fancy, beautiful Beverly Hills plastic surgery type sites when they're just a dental office that needs to show their reviews, their good work, the doctor. And this is what we've done with our product, is make something that showcases this without spending an arm and a leg. The patient doesn't really know the difference between a fancy site and a non-fancy site. If anything, sometimes the fancy site turns people off because if you're not in a fancy neighborhood and you're doing fancy sites, they're going to think either you're too expensive, you don't take the insurance. Of course, it makes sense for certain things. Maybe a veneer specialist in Beverly Hills might want to go that route. But for the average doctor, you don't need to spend $10,000+ on your website. You might be good with even basic do-it-yourself websites. Not that you should go that route, but I'm saying check all your options because the web world is, unfortunately, the Wild West. Research the company. You could get a website for $50 on Fiverr. You could spend $20K with an agency and everything in between. See what your colleagues have done. See what makes sense. Talk to multiple companies. Every company has a different business model. Some lock you in for a year. Some give you a discount up front and lock you in for 2 years. Some are transparent like us where our pricing is online. Do your homework. Not every type of company is for everyone.
Interesting. Okay. So then, if we can, Ali, we're going to get into some of the questions that some of our listeners have asked when it comes to specifically this topic. Now, you mentioned something about vanity metrics, right? The metrics and things like that that people use. And we don't even know if it's someone in a garage or an actual legit agency. So to you, what are the sneakiest or the interesting vanity metrics that a lot of these marketing agencies use to make websites look successful? So that could be like, hey, you have high traffic numbers, but are they actually meaningful or are they just covering up a lack of patient conversions?
Exactly. You don't want your website and marketing to become a justification game between that company and you. You don't want to just go back and forth on their recommendations and not hearing your side of it. They don't know your area. They don't know your market. Yes, they might know marketing. So it's a collaboration. It's not a, here's how it is, sign up for 1 year. This is what we're going to do. This is how you have to follow our concept. It's more collaborative. We always do a pre-assessment that we could do with any of your, just reach out and mention the dental marketer and Michael, and we'll do an assessment with no questions asked. Let's Google dentists in your zip code. Let's look at everyone, see who ranks, who doesn't rank, their offers, their targeting. And from there, you get a good idea of what's going on in your neighborhood. Not just, hey, you need a fancy site and it costs a lot of money, but you're going to have a Ferrari on the website, but you're driving with Hondas. Does it make sense? These are the things to think about is, do you need a Ferrari of websites for a dental practice? Probably not.
Gotcha. Okay. So then if you had to pick, let's just say everybody's doing a free assessment. If I were doing a free assessment on your website, what would you tell me? Like, Michael, that metric is, for example, impressions, right? When people see impressions on social media,
So only someone that has access to your Google Analytics or Google Business performance numbers or your call tracking or different things that are actually tied to your website are the only ones that should be able to speak about real metrics and be able to show you and judge that. These other companies that try to sell you and say, hey, doctor, here's the report. Your page speed is slow. Your keywords are 3 characters too long. You're not mentioning whatever. When you get those, you should take a step back. First, look at where it's coming from. If it's not a legit company domain and it's like Gmail, blah, 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 and it's some outsourced type of looking email, don't even look at it. 2, if it's a legit company, research them, look at their reviews, Google them in Michael's group, check them out, search them, see what other people are saying, and then make your decision. Don't just go for a fancy report. You probably get these all the time from your website contact forms, like your SEO could do better, or your page speed is slow, or this and that. 99% of the times it's junk. And yes, some of those things may be real, like updating your page speed a little, but most of these things are so ancillary that doctors get hung up on it. Marketing companies used it to their advantage to get that sale. But the truth is, a website with your reviews, your personal photos, your services, your team, that's what people want to see. Not, if it loads zero point 0.2 seconds faster than the last website, no one cares that much. And it doesn't affect your rankings that much for you to be fixed on those kind of things.
Interesting. Okay, good. That's good to know. So then the next question is, how can dentists determine if their website is truly a revenue generating tool? And I'm going to give you an example. So if the website were to disappear today, would you lose patients or would nothing change?
That's a great question. So there's a website and then there's the website with marketing. If you have the website and you're not doing marketing, then you just have a website, you have a business card or brochure. You hope you could hand it or put it on your business card. If you're not doing any marketing, how is your website being seen is the first question. Either you're doing something to get it seen, you're putting flyers out there, you have your sign, has your domain on there. Then it's a website with marketing. If you have a website and you're paying for SEO and ads and all of these things, and like Michael was saying, how do you know if it's working? If you truly see you're not getting much new patients, if you're not stacking internally that none of this makes sense, you shouldn't even have a marketing company. If you can't say, we got 10 new patients, 3 of them said Google, whatever, some basic knowledge of where these leads are coming from to then be able to judge the marketing company, you need that in place first. And then if you see these numbers don't look too good, or you notice no inquiries are coming in from Google or other sources you're spending on, you would cut that off for a month or 2. And if you notice no difference, then it's probably a waste of money. Or drop your ad budget a little bit. If you notice no difference, you might be wasting money. Take the ad money, put it on mailers, try different things. Marketing isn't just Google and SEO and ads. It's, better than everyone, ground marketing. You've been teaching doctors from however many years ago. You got to get in the streets. You got to pass flyers. You got to communicate with businesses. You got to be in the community. A lot of these guys think that just SEO and ads is the end all be all, and the marketing companies mislead them to think that, so they get deals. And here we are with people having these types of questions, thinking marketing is a scam.
How many potential patients visit your website and then disappear? An outdated or slow website is costing you patients before they even call. DocSites builds high-converting websites designed to bring in new patients, and they do it for an affordable, flat rate. Just go to their website and check out and see what they cost. And they do this with no long-term contracts. So it's more calls, more patients, more growth, without any ridiculous fees. Visit DocSites.com, that's DocSites.com, for a free website evaluation today. And mention the Dental Marketer Podcast, and you will get $500 off any promotion that's going on right now. So go ahead and do that. Mention the podcast, the Dental Marketer Podcast, and visit DocSites.com today. Interesting. Okay, that's really good. I like that a lot. Now, one of the next questions is, are agencies charging difficult prices for basic template sites sometimes?
It's the Wild West, Michael. The thing is, if you go to 10 of these companies, and we're not even naming companies, there's so many, go to their website. Can you see how much they cost, what their samples look like? Probably not. You have to call them, get a phone, get a salesperson on the line, do a meeting, do all this and that. With us, I'm not going to call us a full service marketing agency either. We're not. We keep you proactive. We do great websites. We do SEO. We do marketing. It's the game of keeping you proactive and you being proactive with your reviews, with your personalization, with all your other types of marketing. And these things work well together. Of course, staff answering calls properly, following up, tracking, that plays a big part. But our company is not managing if your staff doesn't know how to pick up the phone. Those companies charge way more for that. That's thousands a month, call tracking, listening to calls, mystery shopping. And you should do those things if you're spending money on marketing. But to answer your question, it was basically the pricing ranges. Most companies don't have their pricing, so you don't know how much it costs if you talk to someone. Then it's a matter of then convincing you that it's worth the spending. And some companies just say, how much is your budget? 3K? Great, let's do 2K on ads a month, 1K on SEO. But these are things that you have to think about, and you should know your budget a little more. You should know what's worked in the past or what hasn't. If you're a startup or you're new, I talk to startups every day, and like a lot of them get pushed to doing heavy spending on ads, and the doctor's still answering the phone themselves. Once they do that and they lose money or they're not getting the leads, or a lot of times ads may generate lower quality leads if you're not targeting properly, or they might attract no-show types, which you have to chase a little more. So you do have to have a system to follow up if you want it to work. And the startups don't have those people or the resources to do that. So then the ads don't work for them, and then they get turned off from doing ads and they rely only on SEO. So these are things to have a consult with someone like me, check Michael's resources from 10 years ago. All these things still apply. It's not just SEO and ads and a fancy website. Put yourself in the shoes of the patient that has a toothache. Go to Google in your city and search emergency dentist in your zip code. See what comes up and see as a user, who would you choose and why? And then apply that to your practice website and marketing.
I like that about you guys too at DocSites, is because it's consistent, right? And that's what I mean. If you want website marketing agency, right, marketing company and a website that performs, but it's consistent and you're able to be consistent with that price range, then that's like DocSites, right? But if it's like, hey, that one big splash, if you just want that, and then you know down the line, I'm not going to be able to be as consistent, that's a whole nother type of product. And what makes the dent in the rock is the drip, right? It's not the big splash, it's the consistent drip. So I appreciate that about how you guys are that for the dental industry right now.
Like you said, that drip is proactivity. The proactivity is not just from our SEO and ads, it's from your reviews, from your team, from word of mouth, from referrals, from recall, from all the other things that you have to do all together to have a successful practice. We're just a fraction of it, as are these other marketing companies. Some charge you way more. It just depends, what type of marketing company you want. Do you want a full service agency that's babysitting your staffs, answering phone calls, or do you want to manage that yourself and just have a company like us keeping you proactive or keeping the system dripping, which proactivity and consistency always wins. You don't see the gym results in a month, you see them in a year. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how marketing works too. With SEO specifically, it takes time to show. With us also, you can see our packages, you can see our pricing, you can see exactly what you get every month, one blog, X amount of Google business posts. With a lot of these companies, you don't really know what you're getting. A lot of these doctors I talk to, they say, I'm paying $900 a month for SEO. Okay, great. What are they doing? I don't know. Do you have a blog? It hasn't been posted since 2024. He's like, I don't know. Let's look at your contract. What'd you sign? I don't know. So there's a lot of, once they sign and they get comfortable with that payment, no one looks back, no one looks forward. And we don't like that. We just keep you proactive, and we want you to encourage you to use the sites, send before, after, proactively reflect your practice, everything that's going on. You get a new iTero, whatever's going on, send it to the website guys. Tell the marketing guys, I just got an iTero. You don't know how many doctors pay thousands for equipment, and then they don't even feature it, they don't market it, and they're like, I'm not getting any Invisalign patients. I just paid for this iTero. And they think just the stock photo of Invisalign with the stock paragraph is enough to get patients with SEO, but it's not. You have to send your before afters. On our next episode, we'll go a little deeper on these types of clients that do well with ads and SEO because they have the proof of conversion, which is basically the SEO and ads that gets you found. And then would get someone to pick up the phone or call you or fill out your form. It's your before afters, it's your offer, it's your work, it's your reviews. It's not a generic Invisalign photo and some stock text.
Interesting. I like that. So then, how can a practice owner or dentist conduct a simple, just 10-minute audit to determine if their website is actually effective? If anyone right now is listening and then they're like, hey, I want to see if I'm paying too much. I want my website to start converting. I want it to be proactive. What can they do to just do an audit?
See how much you're paying for a month, check your internals and see what you're getting. If you're doing some kind of marketing and you're paying $500-600 and you're getting 5-10 patients, you shouldn't be upset about that. Still good, right? And you could tell me the statistic, but if every dental patient is worth, let's say, $4,000 on average across the US on a yearly basis for a practice, and you're spending $500 a month, which is $6,000 a year, and you're getting 10 patients, which is $40K, let's say, estimated ROI, you should be happy. So these are the ways you have to look at it. If you're spending $5,000 a month or $3,000 a month and you're not getting anything and you're saying, what is this company doing? Then it's time to start questioning, hey, what's going on? Why are my leads slow? Where am I ranking? You have to question the company. Don't just look at your website and assume like something's right or wrong. Of course, look at your website. Like Michael said, does it represent you properly? Would you call yourself if you were the patient and you were the doctor? Does it reflect your team, yourself, your reviews? And would it be enough to get you to pick up the phone to call yourself as a doctor? You know the answer is no if you haven't updated your site for 10 years, or if your site's super fancy and it's taking, videos of veneer cases when you're in an area that just does emergency. You want to look at these things and see if it makes sense and reevaluate every 3-6 months, check everything, check in. How's it going? What am I doing? What am I paying for? What are you guys doing? Are your reviews going up? That affects your rankings. Your Google map goes up with the more reviews. Of course, there's no rhyme or reason. Some people with lower reviews are ranking, and we'll look at that later too. But reviews are a big part. Activity from your end is a big part. If it's Susie's birthday, someone's got to put that on Facebook. The company is not going to do that. You have to take the photo. Unless you have a social media team that's doing photos and editing, which in some cases makes sense for some practices. But again, if you're only paying thousands of dollars for social media to do cute videos of dancing on TikTok and you're not getting new patients, you might want to put that money into mailers or ads or something else.
Yeah, interesting. And you guys, if anyone wants an assessment, an audit, or anything like that for their website, I believe doc sites can perform this completely. No strings attached, right?
Completely free. You could do it with myself. I'm one of the owners. I'm not going to try to sell you, get your budget out of you. It's none of the things you might be used to. It's a simple call. I will talk as friends. I'll give you my friendly advice. Some things I say might be too real for you. You might not like it, but it helps you shift your mindset on what's going on because it's a team effort. It's not just the marketing company. You have to do your part. We have to do our part. The assessment definitely is worth it because you will get a real life view on what's going on. You could take it as you wish. You could take it to your current marketing company. You could come to us. It's literally great info. You could use however you like. No strings attached.
If anyone wanted to reach out to you, talk to you, or anything like that, where can they find you?
We're going to get you some info through Michael's platform, but my personal cell number is 818-416-0007. Just text me or call me, mention dental marketer. My email is ali@docsites.com, ali@docsites.com. Reach out, put Michael Dental Marketer in the subject line. We have discounts for you guys. If you do decide to move forward, go to docsites.com. You could contact us through there. You could call our 800 number. We're very easy to find, Michael. We're not one of these companies that hides, sells, and disappears. We're here to help. We're here to be a resource. We're here to be of value. We're not trying to be the guy in the garage making websites, making a bad name for all the good companies out here.
No, awesome. And at the same time, for you listening right now, you do get specifically $500 off anytime you mention the dental marketer or this podcast episode, and possibly more with the discount code, right? You said.
Exactly. Possibly more. You might be doing some marketing with us. Either way, you get $500 off any of the prices, which you can find on docsites.com. Off the setup fees, we have 3 different website types. It's a pre-customized template where we could do a demo and show you how they work. Every one of them is unique to a practice. The housing is the same, but the furniture is different, and that's what matters. That's what patients look for. We'd love to show you how it works. And even if you don't end up using us, take the info, use it how you want, and you'll get a benefit either way.
Awesome. So that's going to be in the show notes below. And Ali, thank you for being with us, and we'll hear from you soon.
Thank you so much.